slice shots, weak shots, miss hits, inconsistency. If you struggle with any of those with your driver from the tee, there's a very, very good chance that it can be down to the fact that your golf club is swinging out to in, and that gives you those issues. But the good news is we're going to fix that today with 3 things that you can do next time you practice, which will eliminate your out to in swing. So none of those shots that we mentioned then are particularly enjoyable. They're not really going to help you score, and it doesn't really make the game more enjoyable. And those shots that we mentioned do often result from a club which is traveling out to in, and that's why we're going to fix that in this particular video. So we're going to break this down into 3 areas and 3 drills that you can work at next time you play, next time you practice, to really eliminate that from your game. So what do we mean by an out to in swing? Well, we've got our target down there, which is the fairway. It's currently being occupied by the deer. Hopefully they'll move out of the way before I hit a shot. And it's effectively when the golf club moves from outside of that target line to inside of that target line when we make contact with the ball. And it just gives us those things. It makes strike really difficult, it puts curve on the ball that we don't necessarily want, and it makes transferring the energy less efficient so we don't hit the ball as far as we like. A straight drive would be when a golf club moves from inside of that target line to the target line and then back to the inside. And we call that an in to square to in swing, and that's really going to help you hit straighter drives. So we're going to start this process with the first little exercise, which is adding some lateral shift into your downswing. So in order to work on this particular element, you're going to need an alignment stick or something quite similar. Now when I take an address to this golf ball, you'll see that I've placed it just outside my lead heel, and it's probably just over the width of a hand away from my pocket or my thigh. Now, what we would generally tend to like to see is that from the top of the golf swing, your lower body moves towards that alignment stick and it closes that gap. As we do that, my head or my zip on my top is going to stay pretty much in the middle of my heels. And what that does is it moves my belt buckle closer to the target than my zip and creates a little bit of upper body tilt here. That upper body tilt is a movement which will send the golf club and the arms a little bit more downwards. If we do a little demonstration and I take an address to this golf ball and just put my trail arm out to the side, what many of you will be doing if we look at this from both the face on and the down the line at the same time, is if I simply rotate, you can see how my arm is moved outwards. An outward movement is therefore then going to work across the golf ball. If I place my arm in this position and very, very simply move my lower body towards the target, you'll notice that as a different effect, it actually moves my arm a little bit more downwards. So very often the golfers who are swinging out to in, it's because from the top of their golf swing, they have plenty of rotation, but they don't have enough lower body shift towards the target. And it's that shift that really helps us lower the arms. So your drill, your exercise here is quite simply just to make some swings to the top and just rehearse moving your lower body towards the alignment stick whilst trying to keep your upper body pretty much centered in your heels. Now when I do this as rehearsal, I might want to exaggerate it slightly, and that's absolutely fine, but this is what we call side bend. I'm tipping my upper body to the side slightly, which helps me move the arms down, and that's a great way, and that's the first thing I'd get you to work on to eliminate your out to in. The second drill, which is going to help you improve your club delivery, is something we're going to call arm drop. And we're really looking at the lead arm and its reference to your upper body. I've got a alignment stick on the floor. We'll discuss what that's for in a moment, how you're going to use that. But if I took my address to this golf ball, you'll notice that you can quite clearly see the logo on my top. Now, when I make a backswing, I have some rotation of my shoulders. You can still see that logo, but there also will be some upward movement of my lead arm, and what that means is you now can't see that logo. So there is some arm travel. Now if I keep my arm pinned to my chest, as I start to rotate, I'm going to find that the hands move a little bit too much out towards the golf ball, and I can see now visually from my point of view, my hand looks as if it's the ball side of the alignment stick on the ground. When I eventually come to move my arm down my chest and reveal that logo, that's now going to create a very steep approach and a very out to in swing. And that's what we're really trying to avoid. So what should we be doing? Well, what we'd love to do is absolutely let's hide that logo in the backswing by getting those arms up. But as I make my lateral shift for my lower body, I want to feel like I reveal that logo a little sooner. You can now see it. From my point of view now, my hands and the grip of the club look a little bit more my side of the alignment stick versus the outside of the alignment stick. So some golfers, and you may well be one of these, will swing out to in across the golf ball because the lead arm gets pinned to the chest for too long. When it eventually leaves the chest, it works the club down and across. Your little exercise for this, and absolutely you can link this with the first one, is to go up to the top, hips go forwards, arms come down to reveal that logo. Once I'm in this position, I can now very simply just rotate through, and that golf club is not going to be moving from out to in, it's going to be moving very close to in to square to in, which at the start of the video is what we said we really wanted. So alignment stick now is going to get placed on the ground. Get your arms, your side of the alignment stick, by getting your arm to work down your chest as you begin your downswing. Now your alignment stick is getting a lot of use in this video because we're again going to use that for this third little exercise. You can do those first two elements perfectly. You can get the lower body moving laterally, get your arms working down, and you can still, unfortunately, swing out to in. And the final topic that we're going to cover is something called arm rotation. If I hold this club in my lead arm, arm rotation is really what's going to be changing the angle. I'm doing this through my forearm and how it rotates. So to work on that, you're going to get your golf club, whatever that may be, I've got a driver here, and you're going to hold the alignment stick down the side of the handle. Now, if I take a setup, which is going to feel a little bit strange because that stick's in the way, and just make a backswing, if I start to move my hips correctly, I start to move my arms correctly, I can still use my forearms, tip the golf club into a position that I don't really want it to be in. From here, I can still swing out to in, but those first two elements were correct. The one that I was missing was the arm rotation. So you'll notice that when I change my arm rotation, the alignment stick starts to point somewhere a little different relative to the ball. I really want to try and avoid that alignment stick pointing inside of the ball or my side of the ball. I want to keep it on the ball, if not outside, as a really good practice. So from the top of my golf swing, I'm going to start to make those first two movements, but I'm going to ensure that that alignment stick continues to point what I feel is outside of the ball. Now eventually as I come to deliver it, it's going to change and it'll actually point more behind me. So we're really looking at that early downswing to halfway down, trying to really avoid this movement here where clearly you can see that alignment stick is somewhere different. So on these little rehearsals, I can absolutely do all three of the things that we've discussed. And if I can do all three of those things, I'm going to find myself in a really, really strong delivery position where I've got my weight on my lead side, which is excellent. I've got a little bit of tilt in my upper body. My arms have found a really good position and the club head is in a great spot relative to my hands. From here, it's very, very difficult now to swing out to in. It's almost guaranteed that we're going to get that very neutral delivery that we're really after, because it's that neutral delivery which is going to give us the consistency, the distance and the speed. So let's go ahead and do one like that and just clip it off the tee. This ball won't go more than probably 40 yards. So we're going to go up to the top, legs go forwards, arms come down, club stays behind my hands, and then I can just go ahead and chip the ball off there. Now, that's a drill, it's an exercise. There's lots of thoughts there, and that's why I really want to take the speed down and take the distance down. Obviously, there'll be a point where we want to try and put all that together. So let's go ahead and do that now. Let's see if we can find this 13th fairway. Certainly no curve on the golf ball, which would give me some really positive feedback that I made a pretty neutral swing. So stopping the out to win, certainly going to help your drives. And I really think those three drills can help you take that out of your game and drive the ball better than you've ever done before. Thanks for watching usual stuff. As always, is below. There's a comments box down there. There's a like button. And also, if you're not a subscriber, it is absolutely free. There's a link over here. Give that a click. Would love you to be part of the community. I really believe, as I said, these videos can help you play some better golf. Thanks for watching.